Okay, I was doing some research on Google just to see what's the reasoning why kids would drop out of high school. And what popped up on Google is saying that 80% of students drop out because of algebra. Now, that's what I struggled the most with. It was definitely algebra. Like, you could give me a geometry test back when I was in school. The school system didn't teach me that at all. I taught myself geometry. I would pass that geometry test, but if you give me like algebra test, I will fail that. And geometry is supposed to be a high school math, right? It's supposed to be more difficult. But the main reason why I felt like I was better at geometry than I was in algebra, because I was a basketball player. I wanted to be in the NBA. And if you think about basketball is full of geometry. If you think about it, like the way you shoot the ball, the angles you want to attack the rim at, um, all of that. Like the triangle offense, we could dive into even more of the simple offense, like the 4-1 offense. All of that is just angles, positions, and all of that jazz. It deals with geometry. So because I taught myself that, I was able to pass it. And that's one thing I realized that I was solid with geometry. Is the first class I took for GED a couple years ago. Like I said, failed algebra, passed geometry. The little pre-test that they give me, and and that's the thing that I don't really understand, especially the school system. Like, to be honest with you guys, I was in special education, so I was a special ed, but I was good in math. So when I got to the algebra level, when my test scores go from threes and fours to ones, they refused to give me help. Like, I'm not necessarily blaming the school system because I could have tried more in algebra, but that's definitely what happened. And now I'm still trying to study for the GED, still trying to pass algebra all these years later. I don't know. I just felt like algebra just absolutely just sucks. Big time. Because I just feel like it's freaking pointless. Because now, like, the thing that I'm diving into, the thing that I'm the most interested in is music. And music deals with fractions, it deals with mostly fractions. Like, if you think about it, like when you get like a piano, keyboard, or even guitars and stuff like that, it's all fractions because every note is a different fraction, pretty much. It has nothing to do with algebra. I mean, if you dive into the construction fields, right, most of them you just need to know simple math, grade school math. Another thing I don't fully understand is that the people that grown up, the Gen Xers, they didn't, from my understanding, from the people I talked to, they were not forced to pass algebra to get the high school diploma. And I just feel like they're making it more difficult for the younger kids than it was for them. And the school cop that I had, I was talking to him when I was in junior high. He never passed algebra either, but he more likely has a high school diploma, and he was a school cop, and he was older. He's either a Gen X or a baby boomer. It's one of those two generations. The ones that are more in the middles. I believe he retired, so he might actually be a baby boomer. I don't know his age for to be exact, but algebra is probably the main reasons why people drop out because most jobs nowadays they don't require freaking hardcore math. But anyways,